In October 2022, a 911 call came into Las Vegas police at 2:34 a.m. 911 emergency. Do you need police, fire, or medical? Medical. I think I killed my mommy. Why do you think you killed your mom? I did. I murdered her. Welcome, lambs. Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide, your midweek mini edition. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kai, and I will be your host. Go ahead, listen to this entire episode, and if you like it, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more true crime episodes. If you're a returning lamb, thank you so much for your continued support. I also want to give the sponsors of today's episode, and all my episodes, a shout out. Thank you so much for my exclusive lamb Patreons for sponsoring Love and Murder. If you didn't know, you can also subscribe to Love and Murder in the Patreon. If you're not ready to be a sponsor of Love and Murder, you could actually sign up to Patreon for free. Patreon.com/Love and Murder. You still get some benefits when you sign up to the Patreon for free. If you do choose to become a sponsor of Love and Murder, then you do get bonus episodes. So like our last bonus episode in the Patreon was of a man who murdered his grieving best friend's ex for her inheritance money. So we went into that case. I also posted a case in there about a wife who faked her kidnapping to start a new life with her ex. And I posted a case in there, which if you were even a free member, you would have seen this case. I posted a case in there that was so horrific that I thought to make a Kai Rants about it, but I knew I would break everything on my desk out of anger. So instead, I just posted the article because these sickos still needed to be exposed. So like I said, even if you are a free member of the Patreon, you still get a couple bonuses. And that last case, like I said, was public to everyone. So don't hesitate to subscribe to the Patreon, whether you want to do it for free or become a sponsor of Love and Murder, patreon.com/Love and Murder. Now let's get into your midweek mini. So where we left off was the 911 call, and the caller actually provided details to the operator about her actions. Quote, I dropped the table on her head and cut her knuckle. Later that day, 61-year-old Afaf Hussainin's friend called police with serious concerns. Quote, we are all looking for her. She's not answering. She's not shown up for work. She also mentioned that Afaf expressed fears during their last conversation. Quote, yesterday she was at a friend's house and said that she told her, I'm worried to go home. Maybe she will kill me. Police arrived at the house and found Afaf's body with multiple lacerations. She had been stabbed with glass pieces from a broken table, according to investigators. The crime scene evidence matched signs of a violent altercation between the mother and the daughter. The daughter, and coincidentally, the person who made the 911 call, was 29-year-old Hend Bustami, which, that's how she called. I think I killed my mommy. And you're 29? I mean, I guess. Police went in search of Hend but couldn't find her. Well, that's because she left Nevada after the murder. A neighbor's Ring camera recorded someone driving away in a two-door Honda Accord with California license plates, which police later identified as Hend's car. Just hours after the murder, California Highway Patrol near Barstow, California, stopped Hend. She was covered in blood and once again confessed, saying, quote, I killed my mom. She was she was just driving. I guess she left Nevada and was just driving and she was still covered in blood. San Bernardino County Jail held her on a fugitive of justice charge while she awaited extradition to Clark County, Nevada. There, she would face an open murder with use of a deadly weapon charge. Hend and her mother Afaf's home stood near Jones Boulevard and Cactus Avenue in Las Vegas. Hend graduated from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and appeared to have a bright future. However, her struggles with mental health and substance abuse started to take a toll. The mother-daughter relationship deteriorated with constant conflicts, as was revealed by neighbors and police records. Their next-door neighbor, Andres Moreno, witnessed frequent police visits during his 2-year stay. These visits were to resolve domestic disputes between the mother and the daughter. Quote, she was never aggressive or mean towards anybody in the neighborhood. This is what he said about Hend. So, during her trial, which started on September 2023, Hend pled guilty but mentally ill to the charges of second-degree murder. Due to her plea, the court brought in her medical records, which shows Hend had multiple mental health diagnoses before the October 2022 crime. A court-appointed psychologist found that she went through, quote, intermittent exacerbations of psychosis and needed ongoing psychiatric treatment. These conditions affected her behavior patterns and her interactions with her mother. So that's why everything started going downhill. Her mental health was being affected. And then, with more stress, I'm going to say with most people, not everybody with mental health problems, but with most people with more stress, that makes your mental health deteriorate even more. So now she graduated from high school. She went to college. Most college is stressful. So probably that's why her mental health was deteriorating. Despite these findings, she was deemed mentally fit to stand trial. Clark County District Court under Judge Jacqueline M. Bluth verified the charges and told Hend directly, quote, you did willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously, with malice aforethought, kill Afaf Hussainen. Grand jury photos revealed blood on her face and hands that matched defensive cuts. These wounds matched typical injuries people get from handling broken glass. The grand jury saw crime scene photos that showed the attack's violence. Pictures showed the jury the broken glass table and glass scattered across the room. Pictures also showed Hend's appearance during her arrest. The 911 call was also played for the court with Hend speaking in a flat, emotionless voice as she described the murder. The jury heard key phrases such as, quote, because I did, I murdered her, and quote, I broke the table on her head, and quote, I cut her neck off. The jury also heard police documentation of Hend's confession to patrol and homicide detectives. She acknowledged that an argument with her mother escalated into violence and that the fighting with her mother was over cigarettes. She admitted using glass pieces from the broken table as weapons. Hend actually described breaking the glass table over her mother's head, and she grabbed large shards from the broken table and stabbed her mother multiple times. Friends stated that they noticed worrying behavior patterns before everything happened, with one friend telling police, quote, she's been reported as having psychosis. She's been in and out of trouble with the law. This same friend remembered Afaf's fear about her daughter's unstable mental state. So, previous trouble with the law included multiple felony convictions of burglary, home invasion, possession of controlled substances with intent to sell, sale of controlled substances, and gaming-related crimes. Also, another incident that happened at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, which happened 2 months before the murder in August 2022, police had arrested Hend when she had skipped payment at a Chili's restaurant and was found sleeping near a security checkpoint. Now, they didn't know that she had skipped payment at the Chili's at first, but because she was sleeping near the security checkpoint, this was holding up like lines and holding up everything going through smoothly. So that's why they called the police. When officers approached her, she became belligerent, intoxicated, and accusing them of harassment. Quote, you're only arresting me because you've never seen anyone as good looking. Now, normally, you already know I would make fun of this comment, but she's going through mental health issues, so I am not making fun of that. She is not in her right mind. Hend also threatened to spit on the officers, calling them, quote, perverts, and claiming they wanted to rape her due to her looks. She was arrested and charged with misconduct, but was released soon after. Why did they release her? Not saying that she should have been in jail, but they should have put her like on a psychiatric hold and put her in a clinic. Not just say, okay, well, you're free to go. Now look at what happened. Like, take mental health issues seriously. On September 26, 2023, Judge Bluth sentenced Hend to 15 years to life with these terms. She would receive credit for time already served, and she was required to have continued mental health treatment during her incarceration, which I agree, but also it's kind of late because she already murdered somebody. It should have been, with all these escalating felony convictions going on, especially with this last incident at the airport, she should have been ordered to go to a psychiatrist to figure out her mental health. And then after that, she should have been placed on an involuntary psychiatric stay. When given the opportunity to speak at her final sentencing hearing, Hend remained silent. She will be eligible for parole in 2037 and will continue receiving mental health treatment during her incarceration. Now, this case actually shed light on how Nevada's legal system handles criminal justice and mental health treatment together. I think this seems like they treat it better than other states. It still kind of needs to get better, but to me, it's getting there. Because other states would have just put Hend in prison and then just like, well, she's in prison indefinitely, which is not helping her at all. At least she has ongoing psychiatric treatment and she does have a time to revisit this case to see if she can get out. Maybe she does get a healthier mind and she can get out of prison. What did you think about this case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you thought about this case. Have you heard about this case? Are you in the Las Vegas area and this came up on your news in 2022? Now, speaking of comments, let me read some of your comments that were left back in December. And, you know, I always stick with Wednesday comments with Wednesday episode, Monday comments with Monday episodes, etc., etc. So, this episode was from a midweek mini where a 14-year-old girl beat her grandmother to death with a belt and her walker. This was the case of Sofia Koval. Christina Bobo said, wow, no winners here. I honestly think she should be in a mental health facility and not juvenile detention because the detention center will not address the root of the problem. Same thing we were talking about here. Like I said, most states don't acknowledge the mental health aspect of, you know, when certain people have mental health issues, they just put you in jail. In the case of Sofia, they just put her in juvie. Christina continues on. This child has probably seen more than what any of us can imagine. Imagine all the crime that could be prevented if more resources were available that assist mental health. And I do agree with that. I completely agree with that, which this little girl came out of war-torn Ukraine to the United States and basically, clearly, she just lost her mind. I mean, as I can understand of any child going through war. But the end result was she's going into juvie and she'll probably get deported right back to Ukraine, which is the root of the problem, so doesn't fix anything. So she should have actually been given some type of mental health intervention. And I know some people just heard the word deport and they're probably thinking she's an illegal alien, but she wasn't. Her father brought her over here. It's just that I think she was on, I forgot what you call it when you come from a war-torn country and you're able to come to the United States or any other country. But that's why she was here. Basically, go back and listen to the episode and you'll get all the information. The link for all these episodes that I'm reading the comments about are in the show notes below. So you can always go back and listen to the episode yourself. But yeah, I do agree with Christina Bobo. The next comments I have is from the case of Donald Lance and Jeannie Whitefeather. So I just did that not too long ago where the adopted parents enslaved and abused their children. And I was pissed because people were calling on these adopted parents multiple times and CPS never went out. Again, link for that episode is in the show notes below. And a user named Peacock just wrote, CPS is a joke. With all the cases I've gone through, it's like CPS does help a small amount, but to me, it doesn't help enough. And I know you're going to tell me that they're backed up and everything, but I think you need to hire more people. A system definitely needs to be put in place where CPS shares information nationwide. That definitely needs to be put into place. The next comment I'm going to read comes from a Midweek Mini where a 13-year-old fatally stabbed and murdered her 7-year-old sister. And a user named KB123 said, yeah, something had to definitely be off. You kill your sister because of a note in the bathroom? I hope she can get the help she needs. What did the mother have to say about this? And if you listen to the case, it actually said that everybody was shocked about this. The mother and everybody was shocked about this because they said that they had, regular sisterly tiffs, but nothing this extreme. So based on what everybody, friends, family, neighbors, everybody is saying, I have a feeling this girl just had a mental health break. Like her mind just broke and that was it. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on in her life, but something broke her and she just snapped and that was it. And again, the link for this episode is in the show notes below so you can hear more about it as well. And that is all I have for you today. I don't have a poll question for this episode, but if you do want to leave a comment, if you have something to say about it, I want to hear from you. You can leave your thoughts in the comments below. You can even go to the website, murderandlove.com, and hit the SOS button, and you can send me a message. I think the SOS only allows for like a minute message. I can't remember how long. But if you have a longer message you want to leave, you can actually just record it on your phone and email it to noconductradio@gmail.com, and I'll play it on the air. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget that you can sign up to the Patreon for free or become a sponsor of Love and Murder, patreon.com/Love and Murder. Actually, some of the case extras you get when you do become a sponsor of Love and Murder is, for instance, this case, all the pictures that came with this case are going to be in the Patreon. Patreon.com/Love and Murder. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a lamb. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.